I stepped past him into the fresh, far less musty air. The faint scent of Leo's cologne now more palpable. It almost said palatable.
Nom 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 nom
He's
nom
gonna
nom.
lick his arm.
What the fuck out there?
What are you doing? Stop it. That's just nothing but sweat.
Like,
I
you
cross
really
my
are
arms.
new at this shit.
I cross my arms, staring down the rusty metal of the fire escape like stairwell.
I still do.
Oh, bullshit, man. I tried to maintain a healthy amount of skepticism for his words now. Though looking at him now, and having known Leo long enough, I don't sense any visible signs of deception. My dad actually suggested I'd be a decent journalist, since I'm pretty good at reading people and their emotions. Though he might have just said that to try to dissuade me from videography. Leo begins to descend the stairway, keeping his paws hovering above the guardrail just in case. I pull out my phone, using the screen as a flashlight for us.
I'm serious. You act so damn level-headed all the time. Everyone else in our group, not to be insulting them or nothing cause they're family, but they can be pretty out there, yeah? You're always so calm and balanced, though.
You mean generic and boring, man.
Nah, like you're always hanging in the background, almost invisible, like. And then you say some snarky shit and everybody loses it. You're observant, yeah? Like Flynn, but less of an insulting shit about it. My parents, my siblings, they love you, dude. Mom's always asking me when Chase is gonna come around again.
We reach the end of the stairway, and the insides of my ears probably ruby red at this point. The back of Parsons is mainly composed of old piles dirt. Of old piles, dirt and some foundation. Probably needed to be some commas there. Like they were planning on expanding before they shut down. I'm not gonna corrupt TJ or fuck Flynn. You can ease up on the compliments. Until Flynn's route. Pichuca, no!
No! Okay, Flynn.
I turn and smirk at Leah, a little in disbelief of those words that just left my mouth. We start walking.
Good. I have no clue what you're actually into. What you're into, actually.
Honestly, Leo looks at me a little warily, that same guilty expression crossing his muzzle once again. And, muscles, I guess. I see Leo's eyes light up, his maw pulling into a fangy grin. It actually is a pretty frightening visage in the middle of the nights, were it anyone but Leo. Predators, man.
You should come to more of my games if you want to see those.
The internet exists too.
Yeah, and how'd that work out for you earlier?
I feel that pang of remembrance and the ensuing feeling of shame all over again. This whole night did exactly what I wanted, after all. Distracted me from my problem. I feel Leo's eyes on me, his face softening. He places his paw on my back.
You missed a lot this season. You weren't even at Homecoming.
The tickets were like $30. I was saving up for that multiplayer driving sim game with Carl. We eventually played it for like 3 hours and never touched it again.
We won by only a few points, and I got 2 touchdowns. If you were there, I would have pointed to the stands where you were and everything. Embarrass the shit out of you, eh?
I wouldn't be embarrassed. I'd be... Well, I am proud of you. In the past, I had vocally lamented Leo's ascension to jockhood, especially his douchebag townie teammates.
Bah!
Now it's Leo's turn to be dubious. Clicks his tongue against the roof of his mouth, shaking his head.
You and Carl just think I'm a different person now that I play varsity.
Carl and I would poke fun at him about it, and I think our jokes genuinely upset him. I've never really properly apologized about all that. In reality, I just didn't like the fact that he spent most of his after-school time at practice. I miss him. You've always been a block-headed ball slinger. That hasn't changed. Leo lets out a deep chortle.
You gonna join the cheerleading squad now for me, Otter?
I ain't flexible enough for that. You think I can do a high kick?
No. But I'd pay $1 to see you try.
Coming to a stop, I look down at my stubby legs. $1's a dollar. That's 1/4 of what I need to get a burger at the diner. You're not gonna film this, too. You're not gonna film this, too? The wolf's shoulders tense, his gaze snapping to me.
Chas, you said...
I said I wouldn't ask about it. Doesn't mean I can't tease you about it. He huffs. But I can tell that sort of cheered him up, in a way.
Just don't mention it around the group, okay?
I make a circle with my fingers in a gesture of acknowledgement. I make sure there is no errant shrubbery around me before directing my muscles to lift my right leg as high up as it will go. Turns out it's barely 60-degree angle from a stationary position. I hear the wolf snigger.
Oh, come on! I am just a sack of furry stone, and even I can kick higher than that.
We're 2 different species. Give me a break.
Work for that $1, Chase. Defy species norms and negative stereotypes, as Jasmine would say.
There are physical limitations here that no 3rd period social sciences class can overcome. And I don't think an otter being paid to perform for a wolf's amusement is exactly a progressive act.
I believe in you.
That's right. Chase, don't believe in yourself. Believe in Leo, who believes in you.
Believe in my belief of you.
Your kick is the kick that will pierce the heavens.
Kick at the darkness till it bleeds daylight.
I say that as saccharine and schmazly as possible, eliciting an eye roll from yours truly. I lift my leg, this time bracing my hands underneath my thighs and pushing up. I managed to get the thigh itself much higher, though I'm having trouble fully extending at the knee. Leo notices and steps over, taking my calf and holding the small of my back supportedly so I don't tip over. My muscles are starting to burn something fierce, and the position is pretty damn compromising. I frown as hard as I can up at Leo, who bursts into laughter.
Ha 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 ha! Okay, now I wish I was filming this, Otter.
Dude! I wriggle free, rubbing my now sore leg before continuing onward. True to his word, Leo finishes his wallet out of the back of his jeans and hands me a crisp $1 bill. I pocket the dollar, looking back over toward Leo. Don't I get a tip?
The tip comes later.
Jesus Christ. I bury my face in my paws, groaning in contrast to the baritone cackling of the wolf beside me. Jokes like that have a whole new meaning after tonight. I peek through my fingers. As I peek through my fingers, I see that the sun has crested the ridge of the mountains, and the world is bathed in glimmers of orange. I've been up for nearly 24 hours now, and my body feels more tingly than tired. I wonder if Chase has hit the point where everything's funny. I don't think so. That's a fun state to be in.
Everything is funny? Yeah, that's a fun
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, that's when you're sufficiently fatigued, but also you have enough caffeine in you to keep you awake anyway. And so everything becomes funny. You start laughing about almost anything. We start walking beside the main road now, the lack of vehicle traffic giving an eerie stillness to the desert. Leo walks close to me, to the point where our paws brush up against each other from time to time. So, that party. One of Leo's large ears flick in my direction before he turns, canting his head curiously.
Yeah?
That wasn't very Day of the Dead-y, was it? He shakes his head.
No, it was not. I think some of those deadbeats thought it had to do with the movie. I only really remember celebrating it once in my home country. Though I wouldn't really say it was a celebration, yeah? I just remember my mom, dad, siblings gathering in a cemetery. We placed orange marigolds in front of the abuelos' graves, lit candles, and ate quesadillas.
Carl would like that last part.
Yeah, no shit.
The prospect of food actually helped him get over his social anxiety to come with me. I see Leo's face shift to a tight frown.
Fuck, man. That party probably made his issues so much worse. They barely had any fucking food, too. Some tool named Robert just brought a bunch of fruit.
I'm better than nothing. I quietly mourn the absence of my mangoes as my stomach rumbles.
But, yeah. I remember we just talked about the loved ones who had passed, told stories, and sort of acted like they were there.
So, you actually believe that? Those who have passed on can listen in on us when we want them to? He looks up for a moment, color of the sunrise now matching the hue of his fur. Sweat stains are visible around his armpits. His knuckles are still bloodied. His head fur is a complete mess. That being said, it's kind of a good look for him. Not so much for yours truly, though.
No.
His gaze shifts back ahead, his tone neutral.
But it helps the living, you know? We still gotta get by.
A silence hangs between us. It is pretty obvious his mind has drifted to memories of Sydney. Mine as well. This sort of awkwardness is common now. Sharing trauma like that and carrying on like nothing happened is usually our go-to. It has been for about 4 years now, and it hasn't gotten any easier. Too many reminders here. We're all fucked up from it. Leo's overprotectiveness, Carl's anxiety, Jasmine's escapism, Flynn's rage, my hallucinations, TJ, and TJ. God, poor TJ. Maybe next year we could try...
Chase,
Leo looks at me, his eyes meeting my own before drifting to my paws. Slowly he reaches over, grasping mine in his.
I just want to move on to cherish what I got. Yeah? I want to.
I can hear the word forget upon his lips, upon the tip of his tongue, but he can't bring himself to say it aloud. Instead, he squeezes my paw tighter. I squeeze back. My therapist told me that I should talk about it more, but it isn't something that I can just broach in between talk of football and video games.
Sure as shit way to kill any good feelings in the area, that's for sure.
Like right now?
Out there.
He brings our paws up in front of us, forcing me to look at our own interlaced fingers. Seeing the size difference, red fur gripping my own, is enough to make my neck feel hot and my heart thud heavily.
Look at what we're doing right now. We can shoot the sad shit about how tragic everything in Echo is, or we can go against the grain and be happy. I say, let's be fucking happy.
Leo smiles down at me, letting our paws fall back to our sides. Despite his motivational wording, I can tell from the gleam in his eyes that he's nervous, his usual confident bravado shaken by this new territory. I don't blame him. They say this sort of thing is supposed to give you a butterflies in your stomach feeling. Yet, as we walk along the abandoned Route 65, I feel less like I have butterflies and more like I'm about to jump out of a fucking plane. It isn't that simple, Leo.
Well, fuck it. Let's pretend it is for a while and see where that goes.
What exactly are you asking for? He rubs his forehead, his fanged teeth briefly gritted.
I just... I don't know how to explain it. Just... cheer up?
That wasn't exactly eloquently put, even by Leo's standards. I haven't eaten anything since lunch, swam or swept in 24 hours. I've been beaten in the head, wasn't able to save TJ from getting bullied to hell. My parents caught me looking at gay porn, and now will never look at me the same way again. I still have to deal with that. I'm not exactly in the best mental states at the moment. Though this, I gesticulate. Man, the writer really, really, really likes that word.
Yeah.
He likes gesticulation. I gesticulate to the two of us with a swirl of my free hand. Is, helping. Freaking me out for sure, but I'm glad you're here.
We'll make all that right. Fuck.
I feel my phone vibrate against my thigh, my heart sinking. I realize quickly, though, that it's just a text message and not another call from my parents. Mom and Dad haven't sent a text in their lives, as far as I know, saying they prefer to talk as short text messages can lead to confusion. I do agree with them on that second bit.
There's only one lawgiver and judge, the one who is able to save and destroy. But you, who are you to judge your neighbor?
Who is it?
James 4:12.
I see
So-
Leo sort of.
Oh.
Leo sort of crane his neck towards my phone. though he quickly recoils as I glance over at him.
Sorry.
It's alright. And it's from TJ. He's being religiously helpful.
Religiously helpful.
I guess someone could be atheistically helpful. Secularly helpful. I manage a goofy smile, holding up the screen to Leo. He squints down at it for a moment, then exudes a low smirk, covering his forehead with his paw.
Ay, madre. Why can't they all be like these, eh?
But who are we to judge? I put on a bit of a voice from that line for that line. But who are we to judge?
Yeah, like someone like the villain from a Rockstar game. But who are we to judge?
As they twirl their little mustache.
Yeah. On both sides.
Your shirt is green.
I am a great magician. I put on a bit of a voice for that line. Leo groans, nudging me roughly. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have even gone to the party and learned about you and Flynn being like me.
You think this is one of those fate things?
I shrug.
I bet Jasmine
Okay.
will be squealing when she hears about all this shit. This is just like one of her comics. The mangoes?
Mangas. I don't actually know if she reads yaoi stuff or not.
That's the anime porn with the Twinkie triangle types, right?
I clearly choke, trying to contain my laughter. Are you familiar with it, Leo?
Yeah, of course. I'm familiar with it. I got a whole bunch of files that with that sort of stuff saved on my sample music folder on my PC. Nobody ever looks there.
Glancing over, I see that Leo seems genuinely happy now. I mean, a bit sweaty, fidgety, and blood-spattered, but so am I. I'm trying not to ruin it. I exhale and refocus, shifting my attention to the big old wolf currently holding my hand looking at me expectantly. Don't ever get too comfortable with that sort of thing. I did, and now everything's fucked up. Everything's fucked for me in the eyes of my folk.
Man, your mom is the nicest lady. I can't imagine her kicking you out or anything.
I'm not worried about that. God, getting kicked out would almost sound preferable to having to face them every day, with them having seen me like that. Imagine if your parents found your yaoi folder, and how they'd see you from then on.
Well, they shouldn't have been going through my shit in the first place. I think Mama already knows about me being gay, though.
What?
She kept asking me if I liked Jasmine, yeah? It was annoying me, so I just up and said she wasn't my type. Mama kept prodding me with, Why, Leonardo? Why, Leonardo? She is a smart one, and she cared for you in your times of need in countless occasions.
I tried to restrain a snicker at Leo's impression of his mother. The accented, high-pitched cadence rather right on the nose. Leo hears my suppressed titters, looking down at me with a feigned scowl before hip-bumping me. I nearly go careening up the side of the bike lane into the sagebrush filled side basin, but he yanks me back by my paw he's holding. I try to imagine Leo and Jasmine together. It makes sense, I guess, but it is weird to think about. Puberty in general has made things so much different.
She went on asking what exactly my type was. I think I was frustrated or something at the time, like after a bad practice session. I said, not girls.
My eyes widen, picturing the confrontation in my mind. Jeez, what happened next?
I regretted saying it. Mama could see that plain enough for my mug, yeah? She just clicked her tongue, told me to let her know when I felt like talking more about that.
I'm assuming you haven't really followed up with her offer.
No, Jess, I have not.
There's a silence between us, mostly because I'm trying to think up a response that isn't, well, I have it worse. Before I can speak, we approach what looks like a short dirt driveway that leads up to a shack of some sort. Leo stops and points towards it.
Let's cut through here and head to my house, through the rear yard. I don't want to deal with Jeremy right now in case he's awake and outside his house.
I sincerely doubt that Jeremy and Clint would be out and about being dicks this early on a Saturday, but I don't argue and follow along. Upon closer inspection, it looks like one of those roadside dive bars you see at a lot of reservations. This one's boarded up fairly recently. The Joshua trees and the old-timey pickup truck gives it an out-of-place feeling. As far as I know, Joshua trees aren't native to this area. Huh. Never heard about this place before.
I have. When it was open for a little while a year or so ago.
Wait, what the? What? You're not showing up in my Discord.
What? I'm not
That's
showing
strange.
up in your Discord?
You're not showing up in... Oh, wait. There we go, I got it. I'm just a very smart person.
What? Do we need to
Never mind.
redo?
Nope, we're good. It was the Discord profile picture that we have through Fuji Tech.
Ah.
Yeah? It would have been the first new business I've heard of around here since I was like, I don't know, 7, I think.
Like I said, it didn't last long. Heard from Charlie that the owner got busted for some fucked up shit that Officer Malcop found in the back room.
Christ.
I mean, this is from Charlie, so I wouldn't believe all of it.
Like, what specifically? Leo shrugs, a light frown on his muzzle.
I don't know. You wouldn't tell me.
We continue moving, Leo kicking an aberrant bean along in front of us as we walk. I can't believe Charlie's still alive. Turns out absurd amounts of meth is the secret to a long lifespan.
Not if I find out you've been taking it, Otter. I'll shorten your fucking lifespan real quick.
He snacks at me and I roll my eyes, glancing back at the side of the abandoned bar as we pass. Keith and Brian's Booze Bastion.
I just want to pause right there and say, Keith and Brian,
Mm-hmm.
The bear. They're like, oh, I would not want to go there.
I mean, think about it. If you're a serial unaliver,
right?
forever sleeper, having some sort of business that draws people in so you can recruit them for the afterlife tends to work pretty well.
Right.
Especially if it's something where people will go there and disappear on a regular basis and it not be abnormal.
Also, I
So,
would
makes sense.
yeah. Also, I would imagine that would be a really good place to launder money. So if you're doing something criminal, all you gotta do is say
Right.
somebody bought the beer, and you drink it.
Yep, yep.
Yep.
You know, you buy your beers and you sell them for $30. And for some
Mhm.
reason, a lot of people will come in and buy all the beers.
Yeah. And in a small town like Echo, no one's gonna blink an eye at the fact that it's the same exact people time after time after time. Notably, Keith and Brian.
Honestly, think about it like this. You're the town of Echo. This bar is getting you lots of tax money. Do you really care?
No, not really.
No, not really.
We're just thankful for the fact that they are in business here and not somewhere else, like Peyton or anywhere else so far away.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's when you have to deal with them because they are obviously doing something horrible, like unaliving people,
Yeah.
and that's when the problem shows up.
It's like,
Or
why
they have a
couldn't?
secret menu about crystals that are blue.
I'd like that. Like that sky blue variety, please.
Mm-hmm.
Sky blue ice.
Sky blue ice and the blue pop rocks. Those are the best.
Yeah. Also,
Alright.
yeah.
The sun is now high enough in the sky that I occasionally have to shield my eyes from it as we head due east. I haven't responded to TJ's text, but I think he'll understand. Right now I'm trying to balance upon one of the rails of the train tracks, whilst Leo does the same on the other side. It's made it a bit more difficult by the fact that we're still holding hands, each cheater from him yanking me along as well, and vice versa. Despite being, as he puts it, a lump of stones covered in fur, he has a lot more poise than yours truly. I think my tail might be a bit too thick for balance and agility. It's more suited for aquatic usage. That just reminds me of how much I could use a swim right now. Or at least a bath. I feel like a dusty skeever, and I must be smelling musky as all hell at this point. And I'm a mess. And I'm a mess in front of Leo, who just keeps looking better and better the brighter it gets. I'm worried that he's going to take one long look at me at any moment and realize he's made a mistake.
Hey.
I glance over at him tentatively, increasingly conscious of how clammy my paw pads are in Leo's grasp.
I know we kinda glossed over it earlier, but how do you think the others are actually gonna respond to all this?
I nearly fall off the rail, catching myself with one foot on the ground. Technically, it's cheating, but this isn't really a competition. What do you mean, all this? He clicks his tongue against the roof of his mouth, just like his mom does. I still don't know exactly what that means.
Tch, stupido.
My gaze falls, and I feel my shoulders slump. Leo looks over, his expression turning apologetic, and I feel his thumb rub against the side of my paw.
Ah, sorry. I know we're both tired as dirt. Honestly, though, if I was in bed right now, I wouldn't be able to sleep leaving it all like this. So I guess I just gotta come out and say it all plain like for you, Alter. You're my boyfriend now, right?
I blink at hearing the words out loud, though when the moment comes, I don't even hesitate. You're my boyfriend, Leo. His pace on the track slows, then eventually stops outright. He turns, facing me. Still able to stand on the damn track, even though I'm probably falling off right now. We stand in the midst of the abandoned passenger carriers. Plants around us mostly dead or dormant for the autumn. I can't help but have this feeling deep inside of me. That we clash with our surroundings, alive and new in something dead and decaying. I'm remi-
What?
I'm reminded of a word I studied for a Southwestern literature elective I took. The quaz. It comes to me as if recited on a recorder in my brain. The short paragraph which I labored to memorize the night before my presentation. Quaz, a noun, both singular and plural, referring to anything strange, incongruous, or particular, or peculiar. At its heart is the unknown, the mysterious. Quaz, huh? It rhymes with Oz. To a traveler, it's often the highest quericitum. Is it supposed to be like a query? Quericitum? Question. For me, everything, whether object, person, or event, when seen clearly in the depths of its existence, is a quiddity, a quaz. And every road, every alley, and all of your parlor, the course of a creek, the track of a comet, all are route to Quaz for any traveler. Any querist willing to question, to go in quest, to ask the cosmic question of the medieval church drama. Quem queritis? Whom do you seek, oh pilgrim? William Least, Hartmoon. Let's be happy, yeah? Moisture wells within his russet eyes, and I recall the last time I saw Leo cry. It was after what happened at the lake. It was our first day back to school. He gathered all of our group together. He started out fine, managing simple English and explaining how he promised he was going to protect us all from now on. And then he just kept saying, I'm sorry, over and over again. Jasmine was the first to step up and hug him, then Carl, then TJ, then me, and finally Flynn. We held each other outside the road and sobbed. We held each other outside the road. I'm glad they didn't bury themselves inside the road. We held each other outside
They
the
dug a
road and
burrow.
sobbed. Yeah, Flynn kept yelling something and seemed more incensed than mourning, but I wasn't listening to his words. Leo bawled until he was hiccuping, wroth with himself. We all did. Eventually, a passerby called one of our parents, and we were picked up, one by one. The funeral had happened a week before, and our parents thought we were ready to reintegrate. That things were better. Never felt like things got better. But Leo was always there, keeping his promise. Now, my eyes brim with tears. I think it might be in part due to our lack of sleep, but I can't hold back. We stare at each other, Leo laughing and wiping his eyes with his palms.
You already soak in your cheeks when you're trying not to cry.
He reaches up, ruffling my head fur as he does so commonly. I sniff, trying to manage a challenging look, Leo looking blurry in my vision. I let go of his paw, falling off the train track, taking him by the front of the shirt and pulling him down to my height. I shut my eyes tight and kiss him, my arms trembling as I do so. Large arms envelop me, his grasp first on my wrist, on my waist, but then upon my face as he holds onto my tear-matted cheeks. I realize I have no idea what I'm doing with regards to kissing, and I feel like a fool mushing my face against his. But Leo doesn't laugh. The kiss is over rather quickly, but I embrace him as soon as our muzzles part. I feel his head rub into mine, a neediness to his demeanor, which I share. We continue to stand each on our own rail, keeping equilibrium, balance at the center. This makes our hug sort of awkward in structure. It actually reminds me of a lot of church pamphlets TJ had that describe the proper way to hug someone of the opposite sex. Backs hunched forward, arms around the upper torso. Pelvises at least a foot apart from one another, no closer. At least we were all good in the eyes of the Lord so far. Feels like several minutes pass. Leo occasionally squeezing me tighter or rubbing my paws across my back. Rubbing his paws across my back. Guess he broke my paws off, rubbed them. I do the same, just ah, Leo. The position starts to feel a bit sore, especially with my recent battering, and I pull back. Leo seems to have been caught unawares, waving his arms as he tries to find his balance again. He stumbles and falls off, his rump hitting the sandy gravel beside the track. Oh shit, Leo! You okay, man? I hop down, but in my haste, my foot catches. I topple over onto the big wolf's chest, adding injury to injury. Leo just chuckles, re-wrapping his arms around my midsection. We meet eye to eye, and our hips are definitely not a foot apart at this point.
It's definitely not enough for the part.
I think it's
just
funny.
like, damn it!
I think it's funny. He says like, member of the opposite sex. And he's like, we're all good in the eyes of the Lord. I like, aren't you two the same sex? But okay.
Silly otter.
Clumsy
I
otter.
sigh with relief and kiss him again. Briefly, as I'm aware, I haven't brushed my teeth in 24 hours as well. He strokes his fingers through my head fur, careful to avoid the bump on the back of my head before releasing me. I stand, offering him a paw. Offering a paw to him. He takes it, and just for a show. He takes it, though just for a show. He seems to have no problem standing up on his own now.
So, before I was rudely interrupted, I asked you how you thought the others will take us. Now that we're a couple?
We start walking again, this time with Leo leading. He seems to take fancy with an old, rusted crane, the wolf bounding up the stepladder and clambering over it like he's 10 again. So, I think Jasmine will probably dig it. Lynn will taunt us relentlessly but harmlessly. DJ will probably be confused but ultimately happy for us, and Carla will probably be bewildered as all hell and awkward about it. Leo reaches the top of the crane's steps. He peeks over the metal to beckon to me.
Really? In my head, I imagine when I tell Carl I am queer and stuff, he'll just say, that's gay, then continue playing his handheld without caring.
Nah. He cares, I think. Also, I don't want tetanus, so I'm good down here. He nods, making his way back down. He's making his way back down. His chipper gait an utterly foreign sight as he beams at me.
He's going downtown. He's going to be homebound.
He's slap happy hyper.
What about your parents?
Oh, Jesus. One day they catch me with gay porn. The next I have a big-ass Hispanic wolf boyfriend. I don't know, man.
I want to tell mine about you. They'll be happy for me. I guarantee it, yeah?
I guarantee it.
You'll like this otter just as much as I do. I guarantee it. At the Echo warehouse.
Yeah.
Well, there's definitely something in the water.
Hi, Billy Echo here.
Billy.
Yeah. My eyes drift down to my pocket, the weight of my phone still resting against my thigh. I still have a voicemail from yesterday that they sent me. I haven't listened to it. I see some of his excited demeanor diminish to his usual, more concerned expression. Leo heads over beside me, and we continue walking.
Just whatever they say, you still got me.
He approaches me and stops, his fingertips tapping his hips as he thinks of what to say.
You still got all of us in the group. And if shit got real bad, you could stay with us for a bit. Jasmine does it all the time. Pa and Mama are used to having a house filled with kids. But since most of my siblings moved out, it's just me. DJ's parents would never turn you away either. And Carl, well, God knows that he has enough damn rooms that go unused. His parents are barely ever there. You could be like that one movie with the boy who lived in the walls of the house, making spooky noises at night and eating gorgonzola.
I let out a small chuckle. So Jasmine is Jen, right?
Yeah, Jasmine is Jenna. She just hasn't had her name changed yet.
Yeah. That explains why TJ walked up to Jasmine and was like, "Oh, hugs! Haha, spooky!" She hasn't
no, you-
escaped yet.
No, you're remembering someone else. You walked up to this
Okay.
girl named Heather. I could show
Oh,
you
okay,
a short
thanks.
story, Echo short story that's in the original Echo that explains actually both of those two things if you want.
Okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I remember how Carl used to be really afraid of ghosts a few years ago. I got hung out.
I got hung out to dry.
Yeah, I got hung out to dry. I got. I mean, why wouldn't you say I hung out with him? I got to hang out with him and play video games as a coping mechanism excuse. Still, now that I have my phone in hand, I still have that same twisting dread within my gut. I'm just... oh, sorry. It's like everything is changing and my head is spinning. My folks will never see me the same again.
They won't, because you're almost a fucking adult, Chase.
The curtness of Leo's tone has me look up from my phone and back to him.
Está Yuka. People grow up. You have, and really handsomely, I got to say, huh?
I look off to the side. The flattery is making my neck warm and my cheeks flush. Despite everything, I'm still just an otter in a cage. I still can't... I still can't believe it's Leo that is saying all this to me.
The thing is, your parents are gonna love you no matter what. They're good like that. I know it. I bit my neck.
He grasps his throat, looking down at me with bloodshot eyes and a smile.
All the shit piles around here are the ones I'm gonna have to worry about. Because no way I'm hiding that I have just the altar as my boyfriend. And trust me.
He raises his large fist in front of me, showing the crimson which still stains his knuckle fur.
They try anything or harass ya for it, I'll make sure they know the consequences.
I shift my focus from Leo's fist to his wild gaze. Man, you need some sleep. Leo blinks, then brings his fist back to rub the back of his neck.
Fuck yeah, I do.
He sniffs, rolling his shoulders some before looking back to the phone in my hand.
Alright, let's listen to this voicemail, eh?
He looks off to the side, sort of muttering embarrassingly under his breath.
You will jump that sucker and whatnot.
It's so cringy, but I feel like I want to kiss him again. I smile wryly at Leo. He just huffs.
Fair warning though, you're still probably grounded as hell.
I smirk, my chest feeling a bit tight and my mouth dry. Oh yeah, I know that. I get yelled at if I don't call my parents back within 5 minutes anyway. I'll miss you while I'm in lockup, though. Leo grins lopsidedly. Less wild now.
I'll see if I can arrange a conjugal visit or something.
I take a deep breath, navigating to the voicemail inbox section.
Ready?
No.
No, not really at all, no.
No. I can see Leo's family home in the distance now. Some smoke rising up from the backyard. They must be grilling something. Ready? I press play.
You. So,
Oh, is that the entire one?
yeah, that's the entire one.
Ah, we're at 65 short stuff.
Yeah, a little shorter. Well,
I
a
mean,
lot shorter.
the
It's like a
last one we
quarter.
did was like 6 hours or so. So
Yeah, this one's like, from what I understand, the main Echo games each route to be. I think this is about a quarter of each one.
yeah, they seem more like it seems. It seems definitely more like they made the original routes, and then they said, okay, well, let's add in some stuff here and there. So then they wrote Route 65 to give you a little bit more context for what's going on. And there's
Yeah.
probably more short stories that happen. Well, I don't know where you there's the ghost story one that comes after Project Echo about the two guys. Peyton List admin direct message. If a man has sexual relations with a man, as one does with a woman, both. Oh my goodness. They cited Leviticus.
That's like the horrible book, right?
Yeah, Leviticus is the one that tends to get cited as the one about murdering people. And that was from his mom?
No, that's from Patentless Admin. So I guess it's when he did the that mail on mail ad in the Patentless. It's supposed to be like Craigslist. They sent that apparently. They're like, if you do this, if you're gay, then you should be killed.
Yeah, so for those of you who, for some reason, don't know what Leviticus is, whenever you hear Christians, or I don't know, Christian adjacent people, I guess. Some Christians don't consider Mormons to be Christian, but not real Christian, quote unquote. But the main thing is Leviticus is basically the one that gets cited a lot as saying that homosexuality is a bad thing. I think it's the one that says something along the lines of, if a man lays with another man, what they mean by that is sleeps with another guy, has sex with another guy, then it says they both should be stoned to death, essentially. So,
Yep.